On May 6, 2024, the Tokyo Dome Arena was packed to the rafters. Thousands of Japanese fans draped in red and white flags filled the stands to witness the destruction of a fighter previously banned from Japan, Luis Neri. Their hatred was justified. The Mexican fighter had a history of controversy, caught using performance-enhancing drugs and missing weight. He was widely seen as a villain in Japan. The man called to avenge the nation's boxing pride was none other than Naoya Inoue, the monster, Japan's greatest boxing champion. Never before were Japanese fans more invested in a fight. The bout broke ticket sales records, becoming the highest-grossing boxing event in Japanese history. Neri was more than a boxer. He was a symbol of Mexican boxing prowess. Known as Pantera, his flashy theatrics in the ring were matched by devastating power, particularly his left hand. With 27 knockouts and 35 victories, Neri had built a reputation as a dangerous predator in the ring. Over the course of a decade, Neri bulldozed through his opponents, collecting world titles and earning accolades. Most importantly, he garnered the unwavering support of Mexican fans. In 2017, Neri defeated one of Japan's beloved champions, Shinsuke Yamanaka, who was also a role model for Inoue. After testing positive for a banned substance, Neri's win was tainted. Yet, he was given a chance at a rematch in Japan. Once again, he missed weight by 3 pounds, stripping the legitimacy of the contest and forcing Yamanaka into an early retirement. The Japanese boxing community was left in anguish. As a result, Neri was banned from entering Japan and suspended indefinitely. Years later, Naoya Inoue stepped into the spotlight to settle the score. It was more than just a title bout, it was a symbolic reckoning. The clash was for the undisputed Super Bantamweight Championship. Neri's ban was lifted, and he was cleared to enter Japan. Fans welcomed him not with cheers but with bitter resentment. The anticipation for the fight reached fever pitch. Japanese supporters saw Inoue as a national avenger, and they counted on him to deliver justice. The tension leading up to the fight was palpable. The final face-off between the two fighters was ice-cold, signaling the psychological warfare that had already begun on fight night. The pressure was immense. 50,000 spectators packed the Tokyo Dome. Neri made his entrance amidst a sea of boos, smirking as if unfazed by the hostility. Inoue stood quietly across the ring, focused and stoic. The contrast between the two was striking. While Neri exuded cocky confidence, Inoue was a picture of silent determination. From the very start of the match, it was evident that Inoue had one mission: to punish the Mexican fighter. Neri charged forward, showing no signs of intimidation. He swung ferociously, landing his signature left hook squarely on Inoue's jaw. For the first time in his career, Naoya Inoue was knocked down. A gasp swept through the Tokyo Dome. The monster had been wounded. Yet what followed was an astonishing display of resilience. Inoue withstood the barrage that came after the knockdown and emerged stronger in the second round. Now fully awake, he retaliated with a knockdown of his own. The tide had turned. By the third round, Inoue began to dominate. Neri's window of opportunity had closed, and Inoue began to unleash a punishing assault. Using his right hand and precision jabs, Inoue battered Neri. He appeared to be operating on another level, seeing every shot before it came. Neri, who had seemed confident, became visibly frustrated. He resorted to taunting and theatrical antics, but Inoue remained unfazed. He continued to land clean, punishing shots. The monster was in full control. His movement resembled that of a prime Manny Pacquiao, fluid, aggressive, and unpredictable. The fans roared with every blow landed. By the fifth round, Inoue's corner urged him to add more power to his punches. He obeyed. His shots began to carry devastating torque. Neri was buckled, his legs betraying him. The Mexican's once relentless forward march became desperate lunges. Inoue now hunted him with clinical precision. His counterpunching punished every mistake. Neri's body language shifted. He had realized the magnitude of the challenge before him. Desperation set in. He tried dirty tactics to disrupt the rhythm, but it was futile. Inoue, still locked in, signaled to the crowd that the end was near. Neri, embodying the proud spirit of Mexican boxing, was not going to quit easily. He fought on, even as the punishment escalated. Inoue, however, seemed determined to take more than just a victory. He wanted retribution. In the 6th round, Inoue cornered Neri and began dissecting him with short hooks. One left hook landed flush, dropping Neri for the 2nd time. The crowd erupted. Inoue had entered the final phase of his assault. He jabbed and struck Neri's body, goading him into opening up. When Neri lunged, Inoue responded with explosive counters. Another sequence of brutal shots left Neri staggering. Then came the final blow. Inoue unleashed a vicious uppercut followed by a clean right hand. Neri collapsed, folding like a lawn chair. There was no getting up. The referee waved it off. The Tokyo Dome exploded in cheers. In just 6 rounds, Inoue had completely dismantled Neri. He had sent the message that Japanese boxing would not be disrespected. The fans got the justice they had long awaited. Neri was knocked down 3 times and thoroughly beaten. Inoue's performance elevated him even further in the boxing world. In the aftermath, Inoue revealed that Neri's history of cheating had fueled his desire to deliver a crushing performance. He was awarded the WBC Diamond Belt for his efforts and was reinstated as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. It was a symbolic night. From that day on, no opponent dared to disrespect Japan so blatantly again. On the same card, Inoue's brother, Takuma Inoue, also stepped into the ring. He was knocked down in his fight, but demonstrated grit and determination to recover and ultimately secured victory. The Inoue brothers gave the Japanese fans a night to remember. But this wasn't the first time Naoya Inoue had been tested by a Mexican opponent. Back in May 2016, he had faced a different kind of war. The opponent that time was David Carmona, a tough-as-nails Mexican warrior who came to fight. Carmona had racked up 20 wins and was on a 4-fight win streak when he was chosen as the mandatory challenger for Inoue's WBO title. He was known for his endurance and pit bull-like aggression. The fight took place on May 8th, and the atmosphere was electric. Carmona entered the ring ready to prove that even a monster could bleed. From the opening bell, it was clear that this fight would be a brawl. Inoue launched powerful combinations, combining left hooks with straight rights. The aggression mounted quickly, and the fans sensed a possible early stoppage. But during the 3rd round, something unexpected happened. Inoue landed a right hand on Carmona's head and injured his own hand in the process. From that point on, he was reduced to fighting with one hand. Despite this, Inoue pressed forward. He continued to land left-handed shots, using timing and angles to keep the upper hand. Carmona, sensing the opportunity, increased his pressure. He threw punches in bunches, hoping to overwhelm the compromised champion. Yet Inoue, even with a single hand, was still the superior boxer. Carmona showed tremendous durability, absorbing clean shots that would have felled most fighters. His chin was like steel. As the fight progressed, the two warriors exchanged bombs. The Japanese fans watched as their champion, visibly limited, continued to dominate the rounds. The courage of both men was on full display. Carmona, tapping into his proud Mexican heritage, refused to back down. In the 6th round, Inoue unleashed a violent combination that looked like it would end the fight. But the Mexican refused to go away. The contest had transformed into a brutal war of attrition. Round after round, the fighters traded punches. Inoue stayed composed, using his left to jab, hook, and counter. Carmona kept coming forward, searching for the breakthrough. Neither man was willing to take a step back. The crowd was captivated. As the 12th round began, Inoue bit down on his mouthguard and went for the finish. He landed a clean right hand with his injured fist, catching Carmona off guard. Despite the pain, Inoue gave everything he had in the closing seconds. Still, he couldn't get the knockout at the final bell. The decision was unanimous. Naoya Inoue had secured his second career win by points. Though he didn't get the knockout, his performance was applauded. Fighting one-handed for most of the bout, he had still controlled the action and outclassed a tough challenger. Carmona, for his part, earned respect from fans and critics alike for his toughness and fighting spirit. The night was another chapter in the saga of the monster, a champion who not only defeated his opponents but also often conquered adversity in the process. That win, though less spectacular than his later triumphs, helped shape the fighter who would one day bring Japan to its feet and silence the ghosts of its boxing past.